Hello, my dear students. Let us start our today's class with solution of assignment 3. First question: the seeds shown by dash cannot be picked up and eaten by birds. And the answer is seed drill. Question number 2: which of the following cannot be provided to the soil by a chemical fertilizer? And the right answer is option B, that is humus. Option 3: which of the following is not a correct statement for showing seeds? And right answer is option C, that is seeds should be shown in dry soil. This is the wrong option. Clear? Question number 4: which method is more effective for showing seeds? And the answer is seed drill. Next, question number 5. Match the following. Number 1, Kharif crops. The answer will be option D from column B, that is paddy and maize. Number 2, Rabi crops. Option will be number C from B column, that is wheat, gram and pea. Number 3, chemical fertilizer. The answer will be urea superphosphate. And for organic manure, plant waste and cow dung. Now let us start our today's topic. First we will discuss activity 1.2 from your book, page number 6. The activity is to show the effect of manure and fertilizer on the growth of plants. For this activity, you just take 3 empty flower pots and mark them A, B and C. Now put some ordinary soil in pot A and some soil mixed with a little cow dung manure in pot B, and take some soil mixed with a little urea fertilizer in pot C. Now pour the same amount of water in all the 3 flower pots. Now take some mung or gram seeds and germinate them. Now select equal size seedling of mung or gram. Now plant this seedling in each of the 3 flower pots and keep the flower pots in a sunny place and water them daily. Now observe the growth of seedling in the 3 flower pots after 7 to 10 days. Now what we will see? We will find that the seedling planted in ordinary soil in pot A show the minimum growth, and the seedlings planted in soil containing manure in pot B show better growth than pot A. But the seedlings planted in soil containing fertilizer in pot C show the maximum growth as well as the fastest growth also. Now from this activity we conclude that manure and fertilizers help the plants to grow better and faster. Okay? Now the organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. And what are the advantages of manure irrespective of uses of fertilizers? Now let us discuss the advantages of manure. First, it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Next, it makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases become easy. Number 3, it increases the number of friendly microbes in soil. And last, it improves the texture of the soil. Now students, except use of manure, there is some other method of replenishing the soil with nutrients. And the method is crop rotation. Now we will discuss about crop rotation. Now let us discuss about crop rotation. What is crop rotation? The practice in which different types of crops like leguminous crop and non-leguminous crops are grown alternately in the same field or soil is called crop rotation. Now, who are the leguminous crops? The examples are pulses, peas, beans, groundnut, etc. Now let us discuss about crop rotation elaborately. Now when a cereal crop like maize crop is grown first in a particular field, it takes away a lot of nitrogen from the soil for its growth and makes the soil nitrogen deficient. And next, when the leguminous crop like pulses or groundnut is grown in the same field, then the leguminous crop with its nitrogen fixing bacteria, listen, with its nitrogen fixing bacteria enriches the soil with nitrogen compounds and increases its fertility. Clear? And when another cereal crop like wheat is grown after the pulses or groundnut in the same field, then wheat can utilize the extra nitrogen from the soil for its growth and produces a good amount of crop. In this way, field replenishes the soil with nitrogen naturally and leads to increase in the crop production. Now, rotation of crops has the following advantages, and the advantages are: number one, rotation of crops improves the fertility of the soil by replenishing it with nitrogen. And number two, rotation of crops saves a lot of nitrogenous fertilizer. Next, we will discuss about irrigation. Now, we all know all living being needs water to live, and water is very important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits, and seeds of plants. Water is absorbed by the plant's root. Now, plant contains nearly 90% water. See, the amount of water in the soil is not constant throughout the year. To maintain the moisture of the soil for healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly. So, what is irrigation? The process of supplying water to crop plants in the fields is called irrigation. Now, why is irrigation necessary? Let us discuss the points. First, irrigation before plowing the fields make the soil soft. Number two, irrigation is necessary to provide moisture for the germination of seed. Number three, irrigation is necessary to maintain the moisture of soil for healthy crop growth. Number four, irrigation is necessary for the absorption of nutrient elements by the plants from the soil. And last point, water supplied to the crops during irrigation protects the crop plants from hot air currents as well as frost. Okay. So this much is for today's class. Thank you.